Hello, Rockill here, welcome back to another video of Heroes and Generals. I'm back again with another guide tutorial. The next up is pilots, that's the next thing you unlock, and then it's recon, and then it's the general that I'm not gonna do a video of that. So, now pilots. So, I'm gonna tell you, I'm not the greatest pilot, I don't know everything. There is a battle YouTuber that does literally how to pilot videos and all the information, much better video than mine. I'm gonna go through the simple things, what you need, what you can know, and stuff like that. The first thing is factions. All the factions have different planes, different planes they did once back before. They play different styles. I think if you want to play pilots, I would probably recommend go to Germany if you want a recommendation, because they just have the most pilots in the air most of the time, so you're just gonna have an easier way to play. But if you don't care what faction, I guess I can recommend Soviet team, because they just have a better way to kill pilots and it's an easier way, I guess, I will assume. But if you really don't care, you can play whatever you want. The first thing, all three different factions kinda are different. I don't know everything about it, so I'm just gonna go quickly. There are three categories: the recon pilot, the fighter pilots, and the heavy pilot. Fighter pilot. The fighter pilot and the heavy fighter pilot. I'm sorry. So the first things first, there are three factions. All planes are different, played in a different way. So first of all, the first one, that the recon pilot is this one, right? This one you start with, very easy to play. Play planes against planes. It's the best way to play, because if you play normal assault you can, but you're very easy to shoot down, very easy, and you're not gonna have that much fun. And you just want to kill planes, because that's what gets you XP to get the rest of the planes, and that's dogfighting. Badge, right here. Not badge, a ribbon that you need to do. I already finished it, because you can see I have all the planes right here on the screen. Recommendation, probably get 3 pilots to get all of the planes 3 times for different reasons. I'm gonna explain it quickly. So first of all, rounds. You can upgrade rounds on the planes. If I go here, you can see there the normal these are the penetrating rounds, armor penetrating rounds, then the normal armor piercing rounds. And then the high explosive. The first rounds that you started are the best against planes. The second ones that are armor piercing or rigid or whatever, they're good against tanks, vehicles and stuff. Not as much against planes, but they're decent. And then the last explosive rounds, they are good against soldiers on the floor and nothing else. And sometimes maybe you can kill a pilot through just shooting the plane. You can kill the driver instead of the plane, but that's not what you want. You want to kill the plane to get the most XP and to get the most scores. So it's basically just against infantry. So yeah, that's basically it for this. Just the smoke and then skins, whatever skin you want to get the skin. So now factions. What was I talking about? I was talking about different planes and stuff like that. Factions. Choose whatever faction you feel like. I already give you the explanation, what you need, what faction does what. One warning: US planes have a bad reputation. I will say a bad reputation because they only use the one type of rounds. First one, recon planes are all the same. Just the US one, you can easily shoot the pilot out of it because they have a big windscreen, and so you can very easily die. So that's the first thing, and to warn you about the US side. But that's the wrong plane to click on. All of the US except for the heavy fighter pilot have the normal rounds. They don't have the big guns like if you go to the heavy pilot, and they don't have this type of rounds. Again, they're all the same thing that I said: explosive, yada yada yada. So This is the only plane that has this big rounds on US, so be aware. You can call it a weakness, you can call it not. It depends how good you are, if you want to use it, and yada yada. All the planes are basically the same, they just have some different things on them. So US is usually, they don't have big guns to shoot down big loads of damage, but they have the, let's say, LMG rounds or whatever the rounds are. They're pretty good, they do decent damage if you can hit your target. So the second part about the problem is with US, the cannons are on the wings most of the time, and so it's very hard to hit anything, because you need to be the same distance when you're turning in air. If you do this, you're very hard gonna hit anything because the guns are very far apart. The long range, I guess, better, but the close range, when you're falling behind the person, it's a lot harder. That's the only bad thing about the US planes. Then the German planes, they have the big, nice damage rounds right here. Okay, this is the only pilot that have this one. They have the big rounds on all of the planes except for the first fighter pilot, I believe. The big guns thingies. The only, let's see, this one. Okay, even this one has that. So yeah, I think they're just different shooting styles. So again, on the side of the cannons, they have the guns. I think even the last one, the wolf thingy, but I'm not sure. I think this one has closer. So yeah, they're good. Strongest team to play as because they have better numbers in the sky. That's just it. And yeah, they're pretty good. They have good damage, and most people play Germany side because they were broken in the first time, but they updated, so they're the same as any other pilot, just a different gunning shots. And the ones that I play are US. I think these are the best pilots you can play at the moment, because they have, if I go to my main pilot, because they have again, big rounds, big damage, very easy, but the big buff that they have closer to each other. So you can basically, don't matter how your turn, the problem isn't how far or close you are, because they don't have on the wings the guns. They have really close together on the body, and you can shoot them a lot easier no matter how they turn and stuff like that. So I guess they will be the strongest planes, I assume. That's basically it for the difference of the factions. I think maybe also the recon plane on the Soviet, I think it does more damage, but I'm not sure because they updated pretty recently. I never looked into it, and I started playing pilots since I got all the planes. So now the different tiers of the pilots. So they're all different, they have all their reasoning, what to buy, what to not buy. I'm gonna tell you now. It's gonna be very quick. I'm not gonna show any gameplay because it's better if you just watch other people play planes, because they do know how to actually play good. I'm decent, not that great. And yeah, talk about the value of the plane and how good it is in battle. So recon planes, the best way to play them is usually you're gonna use probably the most at the beginning to unlock every single plane. That was at the beginning, but now you can play fighter pilots, so fighter planes. So first of all, you start with this plane. You're gonna play against planes right here. This is planes against planes game mode, and it's just gonna be your team against enemy planes and fight it out. Don't be close to the town because it's just one map, you know, the same one as tanks against tanks map, or you're gonna get RPG'd. And now the bots are stronger, so probably they can hit you easier. So the second thing is bombs are free. Every single plane has bombs, the big bombs right here. The only difference is that some factions have more bombs, like I think Americans, the secondary plane, has 6 bombs while the rest have 4 bombs, or the Germany has only 1 bomb on every plane except for the big heavy fighter plane has 2 bombs, but the difference is they have bigger bombs, they do more damage on impact, bigger explosion and stuff like that. That's it about the bombs. So the first things first, drop all of the bombs so you can start the restock percentage to start counting down. And the best badge would be this one. As you can see, it's really hard to level up because you need to bomb a lot of things and need to basically max it, or you can just buy it out if you have the credits for it. So this is the best badge you're gonna ever use, because this is gonna make it so you restock your bombs faster, and that's pretty good because you run out of rounds pretty fast on the plane, and you're gonna have to restock as sooner as possible, because if you run out of rounds mid-game and then you drop bombs, you have to wait a long time to get your rounds back. But if you drop your bombs, you can start the countdown immediately, and so when you're eventually gonna run out, if you don't die, you're gonna already restock your rounds, and then you just repeat the process, immediately drop all the bombs and continue the process. You can keep them if you want to use them, you can keep them, you can even drop a bomb on a plane if you're lucky enough to do so, and it involves around a lot of skill, so I don't recommend it. Or if you just wanna bomb in the town, so you can do at least some infantry kills while you're in the air. So that's basically it for that. I guess the US are the only ones that don't have to immediately drop because they have a lot of rounds, because they don't use the big rounds. But the big rounds on the other factions are really useful, so you need to drop the bombs as fast as possible, or so you can start the restock as fast as possible. That's basically it about the gameplay. Now the planes. The recon planes, really decent, very fun, very easy to learn, very different from the fighter planes, but yeah, play it, unlock the secondary plane. The first plane is not that great, I'm gonna tell you that, but you can still use it. It's pretty decent after all, but it's not that great. It has a big downside that cannot turn as fast as any other plane. That's the only bad part, and that's why I don't recommend getting it, and I recommend you just play until you get to silver 3, I believe it is, to get the second, yeah, silver 3 to get the second plane right here, not the silver 1, the silver 3 to get this plane immediately, because this one is gonna be your most used plane. It's cheap, and it turns the same speed as the last plane right here, or this plane, and basically you're gonna use the most because it has the most bombs using, except for Germany, has only one, and yeah, it's pretty good. I told you each faction what they have, so yeah, the Germany very on the wings guns, on the Soviet closer, on US on the side again, but with not the big rounds, so do as you please. So yeah, that's the only thing about these planes. They're pretty good, cheaper than they're still expensive, but cheaper. You can die pretty fast in the air, so be careful. The more deaths you have with the plane, the more you're gonna have to repair the plane, and that's gonna cost you credits. So yeah, they're usually the best planes. The most people use this type of planes. So now next up is the heavy tank, not the heavy tank, the heavy fighter pilot, sorry, hiccups. That's the next plane you're gonna log. I don't recommend buying it immediately because you're never gonna use it most of the time, because this plane is very big. The only thing on US, it has the big rounds, the only plane that has it, but super big, not good at fighting in the air. It's just supposed to be a bomber plane, even though these planes usually have the most bombs, except for Germany. This plane has 4 bombs while the US has 6 bombs. So do as you please. So again, back to the big boy here. All factions have big planes. They're actually very squishy as well, but they have 2 bombs, except for 2 bombs. Except for Germany has I think also 2 bombs, but big bombs. They're not that good at air dogfight battles. They're good at just ground damage fights. So I guess explosive rounds you're gonna need on this plane. Oh, and that's basically it. And it's also only good at destroying vehicles or stuff, but it's easier to shoot you down because you're so big. But still, that's the only way you're gonna use this plane. Or when you run out of resources and you think you're good, but you're gonna get instantly killed from the sky. So don't buy it until you got the last plane. Then you can buy it if you want to have something to mess around with. So now next plane is the last plane, literally very last. These planes are the strongest planes. They're the most expensive planes overall, but these are usually the main planes you're gonna try to get on every faction. I think Germany actually has the closer range this time, the guns, the big boys, and the Soviet also have the close range, and Mustang has still just the normal gun. That's the last plane of the US. I think maybe closer, I'm not sure, I don't really use these planes because they're just expensive. And there was the strongest, but they are now the strongest also. They have the same turning speed as the previous one, but it's pretty good because it's a very nice plane overall. And it does the most damage, I guess. I'm not sure, check it on the wiki, gives you more information. And yeah, the strong part about these planes, they have more speed than the previous plane that I was talking about that has the most bombs, at least is Germany. And also they can climb up in the air longer, faster. And that's the big thing about the planes. They're better, but you need to be skilled to use it. So that's all of the planes. You can buy whatever you want, it's your choice after all, but I just told you. This and this plane is going to be the most used planes you're going to have. And this one, maybe if you get a match that there are no planes in the sky, just tanks on the floor, and you can go bomb them and destroy them as much as you want. Again, the rounds, I told you, the ones that you start with are the best against planes, and then the next one are more piercing, so it's good against tanks, decent against planes, but it's better to use just a normal one for long range shots, because this one are just close range penetrating rounds. So the last one are explosive rounds. Do as you please with these ones. They're just against infantry. You can kill pilots out of their plane, and that's basically it. Direct hit is a one hit, close shot it's just big explosion, but doesn't one shot. I think maybe 3 shots or 4 shots, I'm not sure, or maybe even 2 close to the soldier to kill him. I don't know, never unlocked it because I don't play that much planes. So that's basically it. I'm probably not gonna edit this video at all, except for the fade in and fade out, because I told you everything you need to know about planes. That's everything. Again, this badge is the best one because it restocks your ammo faster and super useful. There's nothing else in the badge category that you should use with pilots. There's this one that you can spawn planes faster. It's okay, it's decent. There's also this one that basically protects you from getting damage with a plane, being damaged against planes for the soldier. It's pretty decent if you want it. I guess it's good against the recon planes, the first planes on US. The only time you're probably gonna use it, because this one is overall the best. And this one, the most useless badge in the game, that you can steal planes faster, that you're never gonna be able to, because rarely people will land and fix their planes. And that reminds me, that's the only thing I didn't talk about. The only thing you're gonna need is probably a pistol. You're gonna start with a shovel without actually anything if you don't have it. But when you buy a wrench, it's gonna be bad against close range. But usually when you die in the plane, when your plane gets destroyed, you can jump out of the plane and land. I recommend getting a pistol because it doesn't have that much slots, so you can have the range as well. If you maybe get damaged by a wing, let's say you're gonna turn slower, or your back wing that you're gonna turn slower doing loop-de-loops, you're gonna be slower, and that's usually most of your mobility. It's good to land and fix your plane so you can go back in the air. That's the only thing I didn't talk about. And also restocking. When you go out of the vehicle, it's gonna restart your restock. So just be aware of that, and that's basically it. Buy a wrench, pistol, that's all you need. I don't think any secrets. You can even go anti-tank stuff if you want to go anti-tanker stuff. And yeah, melee weapons not good. Medkits if you want, you're never gonna use because you don't have enough slots either way. So yeah, that's basically it. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. Give it a like, dislike, comment down below. That's literally everything I know I'm gonna make this short and sweet, so you don't have, so you can go straight back into game and try your pilots out. So you unlock them when you reach level 8 in the game. So yeah, next up is gonna be Recon, my favorite class to play, but it has a big downside, but we're gonna talk about that in the next video. Hopefully you enjoy it. Give it a like, dislike, comment down below, tell me anything that I missed, commentate with each other. It's very good for the channel and you will know more. Thank you, see you, bye.